Good morning, first grade. We have another deep dive today, and we're going to talk a little bit more about adjectives, but we're going to uh, focus on two specific words. And these are words that maybe you've heard before. Maybe they're new to you. Maybe you've heard them, but you're just not sure what they mean. But these are words that can help us to describe when someone is being nice and then when someone is being not very nice or unkind. So just think about if I describe this situation for you, can you think of a word that you would use an adjective to describe this? If you had one cookie and your friend was there, or maybe a sibling or someone else, and you broke your cookie in half and gave half of it to the person that you were with, can you think of a word to describe that? What do you think? Okay, so hold that word, think about that, see if your word is the new word we're going to learn. And then think about this situation. How would you describe this situation? Imagine that you were sitting with either a friend or maybe your sibling and you were coloring, and you took all of the crayons and you kept them for yourself and you wouldn't let the other person use any. How would you describe that action? What do you think? Do you have a word in mind if you took all the crayons and wouldn't let someone else use them? Do you have a word? Okay, so let's see if our words match up if you were thinking of the same words as I. So, in the first example of breaking the cookie in half and giving it to someone else, I thought about the word generous. Did you think of that word? Yeah, well, great if you did. And if you didn't, that's great too. But generous is one word that we can use to describe a situation like that of giving the cookie, giving half of your cookie. So it is to uh, give freely and share. You're willing to share what you have and give to others. So let's look at a page in our book Feelings and see if you can find an action that shows someone being generous. All right, so it says an outburst in one word. No. And then it says, here, have some. So many. Wow, thanks, Jason. You're generous. It feels good to share. It feels good to get. You're unselfish, not like some people. And then we see someone over here in the corner. So in this situation, what's Jason doing that shows he's being generous or that he has generosity? What is he doing? Yeah, he's sharing his snack with his friend. So he is not keeping it all to himself, but he is sharing with a friend. And he's saying that it feels good to share. I'm happy to do it. And then the other person also feels good when Jason shares with him. And they're comparing to the person over here that has all of their toys with them and is not sharing. So Jason is a great example of someone being generous, where he is sharing his crackers and it makes him feel good. He's happy to do it. The boy playing alone is not showing generosity, or he is not generous because he's, kind of over there by himself. He's trying to hide his toys. It doesn't seem like he wants the other kids to play with his toys. So that is another example of someone being generous and then someone not being very generous. Now, this is a way to describe someone that is doing something nice. Now, let's look at another word to describe someone being not so nice. So, remember in the beginning, I mentioned the example of if you were coloring with someone and you took all of your crayons and you wouldn't let the other person use it. What word did you think of? Did you happen to think about the word selfish? Have you heard that word before? Selfish. Yeah, so selfish is kind of the opposite of generous. If If you're selfish, it means that you don't want to share, you don't like to share, and you're wanting more. Let's look at another part of the book and see if we can see where the character is being selfish and how she's being selfish. Okay, so to the right page here. Oh, here we go. So we're going to look at this part here, part 4, birthday cake. I want another piece of cake. That Susan is greedy and selfish and rude. You're embarrassing, Susan. Don't be embarrassed for me. This is just my 3rd piece. I want more ice cream too. So did we see anyone being selfish in this part? Yeah, Susan is kind of being selfish, right? If there's, a certain amount of cake, a certain amount of people, she's already had 3 pieces according to this situation, and she's saying, I don't care. I want this is I've already had 3. I want another one, and on top of that, I want some more ice cream, and I don't care. So she's showing, being selfish. Okay. So let's do a quick little practice and listen for some situations and see if you think the person or the situation describes someone being generous or someone being selfish. So let's say if they're being generous, hold your thumb up. If they are being selfish, put your thumb down. The first one, making my grandmother a card for her birthday. Is that generous or selfish? Yeah, I would say that's generous. Good job. Helping my dad bring in the groceries. Is that being generous or selfish? Yep, that's generous. Good job. Eating all the cookies before anyone else gets to have one. Eating all the cookies before anyone else gets to have one. Yeah, that's not being very generous. Selfish. Not saving any for anybody else. Not sharing my toys with a friend. Generous, selfish. Generous, selfish. Yeah, selfish. Not sharing your toys. Sharing a snack with someone who doesn't have one. So if you share a snack with someone that doesn't have one. Yeah, that's being generous. Very nice. Great. Okay, so these are 2 new words that you can use to describe when someone is either sharing freely and is happy to do so, that is generous, or when someone, uh, wants more and is not sharing with other people, that's selfish. Okay? So, just to help us remember these words, I'd like you to, in your writing journal, add these as new vocabulary words. So, what I was thinking is you could just take the page and kind of split it in half and write the word selfish on one side and write the word generous on the other. And then you could include a quick sketch next to both words to help you remember what they mean. Okay? So, I hope you have learned 2 new words that you can use today, and however you want to set it up on the page. But I just thought if you drew a line down the center of the whole journal, that would make it easy to put the 2 words together. But I look forward to seeing your quick sketches to help you remember. And again, this is 2 new adjectives that we can use to describe certain situations. All right, so I will talk to everybody soon. Any questions, let me know. And thanks so much. Bye.